Alright, hello everybody, my name is Tanner Kyler, and today I am bringing you my favorite wildflower in all of the wildflower species across North America. This has to be it. This is the butterfly milkweed, Asclepias tuberosa. Now, these guys, their numbers have been dwindling in the past years here in Oklahoma, so I'm seeing less and less of them, but we still have a small stronghold here in this meadow near my house. I've also been planting a lot from seed. I come out and collect seed when I can, but this guy will be cut down before it produces seed. So Asclepias tuberosa, it has that name because its root system is a large tuber that grows straight down. It looks like a large carrot in the soil. Now this guy is known famously for helping out the monarch. So this guy blooms early and starts blooming about mid-May here in Oklahoma. And as you move north, it'll bloom into June, July, August, September, even into later parts of September, early October, if you're in far northern regions. This guy is native from California all the way to Florida, and then all the way north to Great Lakes and over west to the Rockies. There's only a few northwestern states. Basically, Pacific Northwest is the only place this plant does not grow. This guy loves full sun. It likes dry, well-drained soils without a lot of competition. It only gets 1.5 to 2 feet tall and about that same width. Now they can live about 5 to 10 plus years in these clumps. If it's healthy, it'll keep coming back and it will reseed. They're pretty easy to grow from seed, but they do require a cold stratification. But that makes them, other than that, they're pretty easy to grow from seed. Actually, I'm seeing a moth right here that is using it. This is a host plant for not only the monarch butterflies, but these, I believe they're called tussock moths. I'll take a picture of it and put it on the screen. I can't remember what they're called. They also need the Asclepias, or the butterfly milkweed, to grow up. So what happens are the monarchs and these other moths eat this plant, which has a substance in it called latex. Now, it doesn't actually sap very much if you break a stem, but it does have latex in it. They consume that latex, which makes them toxic to birds and other critters, making them a lot less susceptible to being picked off, making sure that they survive till maturity, where they can continue on the monarch migration. This, to me, is the single-handedly most important milkweed you can plant for the monarchs, the butterfly milkweed. The swamp milkweeds are also very important, and so are Asclepias viridis. Did another video on that. I'll pin it up there on the top. But this guy is still exceptionally important, and it's my favorite. This one is starting to lose some of its blooms here, but if you look closely, and I'll put some pictures on the screen, some close-up videos, it has the most beautiful, stunning magenta orange blooms. They go from yellow all the way into a deep red sometimes, but they're most commonly this color, this nice, vibrant orange. So if you're growing them from seed, they do take a few years to establish, 2 or 3 years, for they'll start blooming heavily. But once they start blooming heavily, they'll spread and the clumps will keep getting bigger every year. We have a clump, one particular clump, and I was going to record that one, but it's about a 7-mile drive out in the middle of nowhere, and I decided not to do that today. That is actually the largest clump we have and has been there my whole life. And so I've been seeing it for at least 15 consecutive years, and it hasn't died out yet. So along with all the toxins we talked about and the latex in it, it is toxic to humans. So do not consume this plant under any means unless you absolutely know what you're doing. The corollas, the hoods, and the horns of this flower are all orange normally, or yellow. So the entire flower part of this plant is going to be stunningly orange, and it pops so well against the prairie. I have seen some areas with a few dozen of them all growing closely together, and it is a spectacle to see. So here in a couple months, they'll start producing their seed pods, which will be about 4 to 8 inches long tubular seed pods, similar to dogbane, and it's going to have fluffy seeds come out with each fluff connected to a seed that gets carried in the wind, allowing these guys to travel miles away from the host plant itself to reproduce if it gets the chance. They are susceptible to getting pests like aphids. You can do one of two things. You can either blast those aphids off with a water hose if you want to. That normally works pretty well. Or you can get yourself some ladybugs or lacewings, and those will also help with the aphid issue. One last thing with these guys is they make amazing cut flowers. So if you're growing them for cut flowers, make sure to leave a few for the butterflies, because tons of other things other than monarchs use these, like solitary bees and all different types of species of butterfly, and I'll throw a few of those in here just because it's plant is made for the monarch butterfly babies doesn't mean other butterflies are not consuming the nectar of this plant. So this guy will bring in all different species of butterfly from all over the place every single year. It is a great border plant, so I like to plant it along borders of walkways and other paths that are kind of shorter. It doesn't flop like a lot of our native plants do, so it is nice. It's nice to plant along sidewalks and other things in front of some of your taller plants. It also helps the monarchs find them if they're on the edge of your garden. So yeah, if you're going to use these as cut flowers though, they'll last a long time in water. If you cut one of these guys, they might last a few weeks in a cup of water inside your house or in a vase of water. So they do make excellent cut flowers and they're stunningly beautiful. I couldn't see anybody seeing this plant and thinking it's ugly. Like I said, they like dry soils that are well draining, so sandy soils or an area that's very dry. Even with clay soils, they can thrive as long as there's not a lot of competition. We cut this hay meadow pretty regularly, which keeps the competition down, and that makes this guy do even better. But that's about it for today's video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy. The subscribing really helps boost this channel. Any dime I ever make on this channel will be put right back into restoring nature. I'll be able to purchase these areas and to protect what's on them and to add and put new things on them, introduce species like prairie dog out here. That'd be an amazing project I'd like to do. If I ever make enough money, I'd also like to put bison out here. And if we make enough money, one of these days, we can actually get this hay meadow to stop being a hay meadow and actually have enough money to pay the owner to keep it as it is. And that would be an exceptional feat if we were able to do that. But I need your guys' support. So please subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps this channel out. Make sure to leave a comment if you have any questions or concerns. I try to reach out to each and every one of you and let you know I'm there. If there's something I missed in the video, I try to answer those questions as fast as I can. But with that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.